In the world of business, there are 4 types of people. E is for employee, S is for self-employed, B is for business, and I is for investor. If you have a job or you work for someone else, you fall under the employee quadrant. In the book, Robert Kiyosaki mentions that majority of the people work in the employee quadrant. The reason for that is, from a young age, most people are programmed to work in the employee quadrant. Even when I was young, I can still remember my mom telling me, go to college, go to university, get a degree, get a job. She was programming me to become an employee. School or colleges are designed to raise employees. Back in the history, they were designed to raise soldiers for the war, so the soldiers can go into the army and fight for the country. The trouble with the employee quadrant is that you cannot get wealthy being an employee working for someone else. In the employee quadrant, you pay taxes before you get your paycheck in the bank, and the more you earn, the more taxes you pay. In the book, Robert Kiyosaki mentions that he asked his mother, how do I get wealthy? And his mom replies, become a doctor or a lawyer. She was programming him to become self-employed. In the self-employed quadrant, the tax laws are a little bit better than the employed quadrant. In the self-employed quadrant, you pay tax after all your business expenses have gone through. But the biggest downside with employed and self-employed quadrant is that it's your time equals your money. You are trading your time to make money. If you go on holiday, for example, you come back, you will not have money, you have to go back and work for your money. Moving to the B quadrant, business. In this quadrant, you own a system or a process and people work for you. One major difference between self-employed and a business owner is self-employed person can't stop working. As soon as a self-employed person stops working, he stops making money. Whereas a business owner can't stop working because he owns a system and other people work for him. Do you think McDonald's make the best hamburger? Every time I ask this question to any of my friends, almost all of them say no. But McDonald's is very successful as a business. The reason for that is it is a process and it is scalable. Investor quadrant. In this quadrant, your money works for you. You can invest your money into a variety of things: real estate, stocks, bonds, commodities such as gold, oil, silver, or you can even invest your money into certain businesses. The major difference between the left side of the quadrant and the right side of the quadrant is that on the left side is your time equals your money, and on the right hand side, if you own a business, you have people working for you who make your money, and if you're an investor, your money works for you to make you more money. The left side of the quadrant is more secure because there is less risk, but you are slaving your time away to make money. Whereas the right side of the quadrant is a little bit more risky, but if you do take the risk and your business is successful or your investment is successful, you will be free from time. You'll have freedom. 90% of the people are on the left hand side of the quadrant and they only have 10% of the wealth. Whether comparing to the right hand side of the quadrant, you have 10% of the people who are on the right side of the quadrant, but they have 90% of the wealth. People on the left hand side of the quadrant rent their life, and people on the right hand side of the quadrant own their life. So to sum up, if you have a job, you're an employee. If you own a job, you're self-employed. If you own a system or a process and other people work for you and it's scalable, you're a business owner. And if you have your money working for you, whether it's in real estate, stocks, or commodities such as gold, silver, you are an investor. If you want to be wealthy and rich, the author highly recommends moving to the right hand side of the quadrant, becoming either a business owner or an investor. These were some of the key ideas from the book Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. I highly recommend reading the book, and as always, I hope this has been informative, and I would like to thank you for viewing.